Here is a harsh reality that might surprise you. Even if you implement ClickUp perfectly with all the right templates, automations, and workflows, there's still a lot of chance the business transformation might fail. Today, I'm going to reveal the two critical missing pieces that most businesses ignore when implementing ClickUp, and why without them, even the most sophisticated setup can become worthless. Okay. So ClickUp, as powerful as it is, it can't solve fundamental organization problems if you don't have the right systems and habits in place. So here is what I see generally happening. Okay, so you spend weeks building the perfect ClickUp workspace with custom fields, automations, beautiful templates, etc. Everything looks amazing, right? But 3 months later, you may see your team crying on the ClickUp is not working, no one is updating tasks, we can't find anything. It may sound familiar, right? So the problem is not ClickUp. It's that you have tried to digitize chaos. You can't automate dysfunction. You can't template out of bad habits and systems. ClickUp is incredibly powerful, but it's amplifying whatever systems and habits already exist in your organization. And if those are broken, ClickUp can become your beautiful, expensive digital graveyard. Okay, so let's see how we can build the right systems and habits. Hi, I'm Analyse from Agile Automate, and today I'm going to show you how systems and habits can create a difference. So the first critical missing piece to all this is systems, specifically standard operating procedures, templates, and frameworks. Most businesses operate on what we call tribal knowledge. So the crucial information that lives only in people's heads. So when that person goes on vacation or leaves the company, chaos spreads like fire. So let's see what proper systems can look like. So number one is build SOPs or standard operating procedures for every single thing. So these are your step-by-step playbooks for every recurring process in your business. Not just how to use ClickUp, but how we can handle client onboarding, how we manage project reviews, how we handle urgent requests. There should be proper steps framed for a particular process. There is a way to create proper SOPs, and we should follow a common structure throughout the organization. It will help you for sure. So number two is build a process library with the right templates and SOPs. So here's the secret weapon that transforms good ClickUp teams into great ones. So most people create projects from scratch every single time. It's exhausting and it's highly inconsistent. So instead, document all your workflows and save them as living templates in ClickUp. So like every client onboarding process, every product launch, every hiring procedure, template them all and then deploy these templates over and over. So here is what happens. Your team stops reinventing wheel every single time, and whenever the process is repeated, new employees can immediately understand how work flows. Nothing gets forgotten because it's all systematized. Okay. So this is how you scale without losing quality. This is how you create predictable outcomes. This is how you build a business that doesn't depend on heroic individual efforts. Process library is actually a collection of all your SOPs, templates, documents, framework, etc. all in one place. So if you want to understand this, let's see all this in action.
Okay. So this is a process library. So we all of our processes are at a single place. If you see, for example, all of the functions, right? Sales and CRM, delivery, invoicing and payments, employee management, marketing and branding, right? So all of our processes are at a single place. So it is very useful because if let's say a sales lead joins and if you want to give the access to a particular folder, he or she would only know about the sales and CRM SOPs only. Okay, so it's highly useful and it's highly beneficial. So let's go to one of the functions to help you understand. And yeah, one more thing I just want to add here is it should be self-explainable. It shouldn't happen that so you're completely removing yourself from the whole process, right? So if anybody new joins or if any update happens, they should be able to come here and see themselves, right? So let's go to one of the functions so that you can understand. That's sales and CRM SOP. Okay, so if you see, yes, this is a completely sales pipeline SOP, right? So first one is prospect, then leads, and then deals, right? Prospect SOP. If you see, so the scope, then the start and trigger of the particular process, Then we have the Loom video where a person can go to the video and completely check the whole process and then do it by themselves. Okay. And if he or she is not able to understand, the whole process is in the form of steps also. Okay. So he or she can read the steps as well, or they can simply come here and see the video and then do the process by themselves. Okay. But one important thing to really understand here is that we should keep on updating the process as the process is getting updated, so that there is not any issue, while doing the process or doing the work, right? So for this was for prospect SOP, the same way, the same structure we will follow for leads SOP. Okay, so why this is like prospect, lead, and deal is because these are the steps of from the conversion from the first step, that is the prospect stage, to the deal finalization stage. Okay, so anybody can do it. It's a complex process, but still, once a person sees this process, they can do it by themselves. Now, why this process of library is important? Okay, so just see here. So we have the SOP template as well, and the same template would be followed for all the kinds of SOPs. Okay, so we have the prompt to get the SOP as well. So if we have the video, okay, and let's say and the transcript is there, then the whole process can be created, the steps can be created to that transcript. Okay, so but the same kind of structure will be followed, so it is very easy to understand. Okay, then, so all our docs, all our SOPs, and all our templates are at a single place. Okay, so yeah, I think let me show you, let's say, one of the templates as well, that I can understand. Let's see let's say the implementation template. Okay, so let's say if a new project arrives. Okay, so these are all the steps which happen, which we do for working on a particular project. These are the steps. Okay, now the beauty of this is that we have different views for the same process, so that, in case, let's say, so there are a lot of dependencies between the processor, right? So if you see here, and if somebody wants to just change the date, you can just simply change the date, and the complete process will be ready to work on, right? You want to add anything, you can add anything, but you can just copy paste the whole template. So what was taking us, I will show you maybe the complete template, right? So this is like one of the views. Then there is calendar view, right? Then there is actually, right. So this is a calendar view. Let's say, because I think because of the month, I think it is showing like that. But yeah, so so there are many other views. Okay, and then there is this client portal also. Okay, so if you want to set up a call with the client, if you want to access docs, there are a lot of things that are there within the template. Okay, and the best thing is that you don't have to create the whole project again by scratch. The template contains everything that we use, and once we get the project, we simply just copy paste this and just edit one or two things here and there, and like within 15-20 minutes we are good to go for a particular project. Okay, so it helps us a lot. And so yeah, I was just showing you one of the templates. I already showed you the SOP, and this whole process library helps us a lot, and helps us to save our time a lot, and plus it has standardized a lot of our things internally as well. Okay, yeah, okay, thank you.
Number three is delegation and elimination frameworks. So these are actually clear matrices that show exactly who owns what, who approves what, and who needs to be informed about what. It has to be clearly documented. Okay. Also, ruthlessly documented processes for saying no to low value tasks and eliminating bottlenecks. Without these systems, ClickUp becomes just another place to store chaos. But we also have to understand one thing. Systems alone are not enough, which brings us to the second missing piece, and which is very critical also. Okay, the second missing piece is habits, and this is where most implementations generally fail. Okay, so you can have the most beautiful ClickUp setup in the world, but if your team doesn't have the right set of daily habits, it will definitely fail. Period. Okay. So now here are absolutely critical work management principles that separate successful ClickUp implementations from failure. Okay, so let's go one by one to these principles. Okay, so the number one is one assignee rule. Every task has exactly one assignee. Multiple assignees actually means equal zero accountability. Okay, so when you assign a task to three people, each person assumes the other one will handle it, right? Okay, so one task, one person, complete ownership. Now, the second one is the subtask rule. So break down every deliverable into subtasks. Never use single parent task. Each subtask should represent one step with one owner. For example, don't create a task called blog post for client. Instead, create subtask, right? Write blog post, review blog post, send blog post to client, receive blog post from client, make edits to blog post. So this creates crystal clear workflows. Okay. Now, number 3 is end-to-end workflow visibility. Okay. So name your source subtask so the entire workflow is transparent. Anyone should be able to look at our project and immediately understand the sequence of work. Where do actually the things stand? Okay. Number 4 is the single source of truth principle. So if you can't retrieve it in ClickUp, it doesn't exist. Period. No side conversation, no separate documents, no I will remember to update later. Everything lives in one place. The things are not able to retrieve, it doesn't exist at all. Okay, this is principle. If you follow, it will highly be useful. So number 5 is don't overuse the views. So each view gives you a unique perspective of your work. List view for grouping, filtering information. Board view for drag and drop workflows. Gantt view for dependencies and timelines. Okay, so these 3 views are mostly enough, but there are other views like calendar and map view as well. Okay, so too many views create clutter and confusion. Okay, so use the view only when it is required. So number 6 is setting dependencies within subtask is beneficial. The dependencies allow you to arrange work in logical order and improve project scheduling as well. Okay, subtask dependencies create clear handoffs, reduce manual work, minimize errors, improve team collaboration by showing exactly what needs to be completed first. And this in itself is highly beneficial. Okay. Now number 7 is appoint a ClickUp champion. Someone whose job is to monitor system health daily or bi-weekly. Okay. So they check for tasks without assignees, overdue items, without status updates, and process that are not being followed. Number 8 is establish team accountability rituals. Okay, so maybe it's a weekly review where you can celebrate teams that consistently follow the process. The key is making good habits visible and bad habits obvious. Okay, so people will naturally gravitate towards behavior that get recognized and away from behaviors that get called out. If you're ready to implement ClickUp the right way, here is your step-by-step roadmap. Phase 1. Document before you digitize. Before even touching ClickUp, map out your core processes. Write down what are the top 5 to 10 most critical workflows in the business. Okay, write them down step by step. So if there is some issue, firstly work on that. Okay, don't skip this. You can't template chaos. Phase 2 is design your habit framework. Define the non-negotiable daily routines your team will follow. How will you train them? How will you hold them accountable? Create your own version of the startup and shutdown routines. Okay. Now phase 3 is structure your ClickUp architecture. Build ClickUp around your systems and habits, not the other way around. Set up your workspace hierarchy to mirror how your work actually flows through your business. Okay, it's very important. Phase 4 is create your own process library. Build templates for every recurring workflow. Start with your most common processes and expand from there. Remember, every template should use subtasks with single assignees and clear due dates. Now phase 5, train relentlessly. This is where most implementations generally fail. Expect 20 to 30 days of intensive habit formation, hold daily check-ins, review how people are using the systems, course correct immediately when you see bad habits forming. Phase 6, iterate and improve. Your systems and habits should evolve as your business grows. Schedule monthly reviews of your processes and templates. What is working, what isn't. Make adjustments and keep improving. Here is what happens when you get both systems and habits right. So instead of ClickUp feeling like another burden, it becomes a centralized system of your business. People stop fighting the tool and start leveraging it. Your team actually begins to enjoy work because they are not constantly hunting for information or wondering what they should be doing next, right? Okay, so you achieve what I call operational clarity. Everyone knows exactly what needs to be done, when needs to be done, and how it connects to the bigger goals. Okay, and the most important thing is your business starts running without you. You move from being a bottleneck to being a strategic leader. So if you found this valuable, Subscribe and hit the notification bell because I share practical systems and automation strategies that actually work in real businesses. Okay, and if you're ready to implement this properly in your business with both the systems and habits that actually work, check out the link in the description and book a call with us. We help businesses transform their operations using ClickUp, end-to-end automation, and proven systems and habit frameworks. So the difference between the businesses that succeed with ClickUp and those that fail is not always the setup, it's the systems and habits underneath. Stop digitizing chaos, start building systems. See you in the next video, and until then, stay productive.